Hey everyone, it's me, the Otaku Fangirl, here to review episode 6 of Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. So with this episode, we have the airship race with Impei and everybody, and Impei's nemesis, you could say, Nemo! Actually, they made Nemo less annoying in the anime. In the visual novel, his sentences are dragged out way longer than they made him do it in the anime, and I think his voice actor possibly may be different for the anime, because it sounded just a bit different. Maybe it's just because they had him tone it down a lot, because in the visual novel, 90% is just long sentences of yelling, and it's really annoying. But, anyway, so with this episode, Saint Germain says, hey, to get some money, why don't we go in this airship race? And they all, agree. So, Lupin gets an airship from somebody, and, Impei, fixes it up, and has this nice moment with Cardia, which reminded me of a moment in his route, actually, and I was like, man, that's like the moment in his route, except he didn't take her onto the rooftop and that thing, but, you know, we got Impei's little backstory there, why he wants to be, you know, the greatest engineer, why he wants to go to the moon and everything, and I'm just like, because I'm like, I remember playing this, and I'm just like, my husband. But anyway, so yeah, with the airship race, it goes, for the most part, swimmingly. There's some problems, like Nemo, for instance, and the fact that Lupin stole the airship from, people, which wasn't good, and the paint came off, and yeah. Also, Vaughn being hurled in that little, capsule thing. That was great. I was like, oh man, I remember that. How angry he was at Impei for that. But, yeah, so that happened, just like the visual novel, and, they won the race. They won the race in the end, and that is to get Isaac Beckford's, notes, or whatever the heck they are, to figure out where his research lab is, and they do figure out where that is at the very end of the episode, after the credits, and I'm just like, what? That happened, that little scene at the end there, that happened so quickly, and I'm like, wow, that's just like throwing people for a loop there, because I knew that reveal they just did, but I'm just like, yeah, okay. So yeah, though, this episode had a bunch of Impei in it, and that made me happy, because I'm like, yay! And he's probably not gonna get that much screen time anymore, which is really sad. I'm like, no! But, anyway, so, it's a good episode, you know, explaining things, but the next episode is gonna be interesting. Now, after I talk about this, I'll talk about the little scene they showed at the end there after the credits, but in the credits, they show something about Cardia and her past, and I know what it is, and I'm just like, oh no, there's the sadness. I'm not ready to see that animated, because I remember reading it in the visual novel, and I remember going, that's really sad. Why would you do this to me? And now I get to see those two characters animated. I might cry. I actually might cry seeing that. But, let's talk about the scene, at the end of the credits where they find Isaac's, research lab. Lupin looks at a page that says homunculus. Cardia looks at these test tubes that have versions of her in it. Connect the dots, what do you get? I'm not gonna say it in case I don't want to spoil people, but it's pretty obvious now that is a thing. Yeah, see, that wasn't revealed till, like, way later, like, when they actually get there, because, like, they're just showing the scene, like, the setup for the scene. I don't think they're actually there, unless they pick up from there next week, and then Cardia's gonna explain stuff to them, a little bit of her past. So, yeah. I know, I don't really like how that was handled. That kind of annoyed me a little bit. That's kind of like, oh, okay. But, that's how they handled it, so you know what, it's still canon, mind you, but it's just strangely handled, I guess. But, overall, I still enjoyed this episode, because I had a lot of Impei in it, and I'm just like, yay! But, yeah, so what'd you guys think of this episode? What do you think's gonna happen next? And I'll see you guys in whatever I review next. Bye!